Hi again. I just wanted to come on today and explain one of my healing symptoms. So with the co-infections that I have, like I said, Lyme carditis. So I was just at the naturopath yesterday, and I have a lot of parasites. So the parasites are actually coming out of my heart, which causes the entire cavity to kind of swell. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel like someone is kneeling on top. And when I say the morning, it's like 3:30. So it feels like someone's kneeling like on top of my chest, squeezing my heart and digging their fingernails into the side. That's what I've been dealing with for three hearts. Yeah, I wish 3 hearts. For 3 years. And on x-rays, my heart looks normal, which is fantastic. On EKGs, it looks normal, which is fantastic. However, you can't see a parasite. So that would be why everything looks average in Canada's eyes, when in fact my heart is debilitating and extremely painful. However, the positive is stem cell. So I'm pretty sure this week is when my cells start to work on my cardiovascular system, which is pretty amazing because every couple of weeks it changes to different parts of our body that they're going to heal. So I'm really looking forward to getting rid of the heart pain and not feeling like I'm having heart attacks all the time, because I say it with a smile, not because it's funny, but because I can't cry anymore. There's no more tears coming out of these eyes for this, because I've cried for years. I've been alone. Okay, when I say alone, I mean medically alone. Family-wise, I have a bajillion family members and friends and everything, and I'm very, very fortunate for that. But medically, I've been alone this entire time until I went to get my stem cell treatment and my naturopath. She is also, like I said, my lifesaver. So how I can explain how I felt before stem cell was, I was underwater with bricks on my feet and strings attached. And there's my entire family around the pool and everyone cheering me on, like, come on, Melissa, you can do it. Like, come on, we're here. I'm going to save you. Let me help you. Let me help you. And yet I'm still drowning, because I had no medical answers. And even when I did get the diagnosis with Lyme, I was given antibiotics, and then I was left to fend for myself. Besides the support of my naturopath. Literally, I can't even stop talking about her. She's everything to me. But in the doctor side of things, I was left to herx at that time. That was killing. That was dying off. I was herxing. I was regressing. During Lyme disease is scary. It's scary because it's scary to live with, and it's scary to treat. It is. So many doctors don't even treat children around the world. Okay? I have one of my friends, sadly, her son is 7 years old with, now 8, he just had a birthday, sadly with Lyme disease, and there's only one doctor in the world that will treat him. That breaks my heart. And that one doctor in the world costs a lot of money. But there's positive. At least there's that one doctor. And hopefully there'll become more awareness and more support, because this disease is not going to go unnoticed any longer. There are too many people debilitated, suffering, and being misdiagnosed with other ailments. That's not okay. But the positive is, once we do get diagnosed with this disease, at least we know what we have, so we can start fighting it. Because I remember just going to neurologist and cardiologist and rheumatologist and all these ologists, and I have a lesion on my brain. I have had this lesion for the entire time I've had Lyme. I have an MRI on my brain every 6 months to make sure it's not duplicating or growing or doing any sort of damage. And if I wasn't diagnosed with Lyme disease when I was, which is because I went to my naturopath, because of course our Canada test came back negative because they test for like 2 strains, I would have been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and then I would have gone on a downward spiral because it wouldn't have been the proper diagnosis for me. Because I lose function of my hands. Wait, hang on. I'm not losing it right now. I was losing function of my hands. My brain was not connecting to my spinal cord. I wasn't able to walk properly. I was having to tell myself how to walk. There were days where my spine felt sick. It felt like I had the flu in my spine all the time, like from the top to the bottom. Severe pressure in my brain. The entire left side, I would always say, the left side of my brain feels sick. It feels like it's infected, like something's wrong with the left side of my brain. And the right side of my brain, my body was what was dying, literally. My right leg has still 0 reflexes in my right foot, my right leg, because it's damaged to the nerves. But yes, that was how I felt like I had the worst stomach flu of my life every single day. Every day. That was before I was treated, and as I was being treated, and after I was being treated, which creates a lot of stress and scariness and post-traumatic stress disorder 100%, because you never know if you're going to wake up and be able to see. You never know if you're going to be able to wake up and be able to walk or talk, and then you have nightmares about it, and then you just can't get away from it. It's like, this Lyme is taking over. But we have to change that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not letting Lyme take me down. No, can't do it. I'm taking Lyme down. I'm in charge of my body. I'm the master. God and myself, like I said, are the masters of my body and my healing. I have too much to live for. I have 2 beautiful children and a husband and a family and an awesome dog named Lukey. He's my boy. He knows when I'm not feeling well. Obviously, we know that dogs have that sense, right? But through all of this debilitating pain and worry and unknown, I think of my life as a giant mission, okay? So skating, I loved to do, obviously, every single day of my life. I woke myself up at 5 in the morning, got to the rink, skated, went to school with all the skaters, left school early every single day, went back to the rink, skated till 7 p.m., 5 days a week, not a day off ice conditioning. Of course I had injuries, of course there was pain, but in my mind as an athlete, you perceive that as a positive. You work through it. You jump on the ice with I had a broken growth plate in my left foot, which was my landing leg, so my partner would throw me and I would land my throw triple sow or throw triple toe on my broken growth plate foot, still smiling. And then I'd get off the ice on crutches, still smiling. And I think all of that got me prepared for the severe pain of Lyme. Because how I worked through my pain with the Lyme was through movement. The second that I would stop is the second that I'd be literally crippled and debilitated with pain. But if I kept on moving and doing things, say housework, my house was spotless at that time because all I did was move. But I think skating for that I think got me prepared for this ailment in a way. And then I think of, okay, my brain has to be super strong in order to conquer this illness. I think my job, because I work with children with disabilities, and I love thinking about brains and how their brains work and how they never had a chance to feel healthiness. So how could I ever not wake up in the morning when I can still see, and I had 28 years of health before being sick? How could I ever not still smile? My poor kids that I love and that inspire me every single day at work are still smiling. So of course I'm gonna continue to smile. They're my inspiration. They never got a year or two of health or of feeling what it feels like not to be in pain or and that's what inspires me, and that's what made my brain get ready for the Lyme to really start playing with my brain. I've had to literally train my brain this entire time. Melissa, breathe. Melissa, keep your heart beating. Melissa, move your legs. Melissa, feed yourself. Put the spoon on the plate. Pick it up. Like, step by step, I had to tell myself, my brain, what to do. I couldn't even bring stuff to the staff room that involved a fork or spoon because I was shaking so badly and flailing so badly that I couldn't cut things. I couldn't pick things up with a fork. I couldn't pick things up with a spoon. And I have my friends in the staff room who had witnessed all of these things and the ailments that just continued to come, and I just didn't know what was happening. And if it wasn't for going to the naturopath when I did, and well, it wasn't even the naturopath, if it wasn't for me going and getting my testing that I needed, I wouldn't be sitting here today with a big smile on my face, so thankful for life and so thankful for everything that I have. The scariness of Lyme is easy to overtake our brains and our bodies, literally. But I really think as a team, if we all get together and try and work on our brains together, we can retrain our brains. I always tell my kids, train your brain. We got to train our brain, because it's easy for our brains to get trained into negative or into a pain body feeling, or when we're running off of adrenaline instead of oxytocin. Adrenaline makes you feel good, but then you crash. We don't want to run off of adrenaline. We want to run off of oxytocin, the feel-good feeling. So in order to do that when you have Lyme, these are my strategies. Box breathing. So when I start to get severe pain, my heart starts to hurt a lot, which causes anxiety, obviously, because I think I'm having a heart attack, but I don't have any support in the medical world with my heart. Well, in Canada. So I would do box breathing. So I go anywhere that was quiet, or even right where I was sitting, and I'd close my eyes. And this is something that I do with my students too. We take a deep breath in, up the side of the box, hold, deep breath out, down the side of the box, hold, deep breath in, hold, deep breath out, hold. And I would continue to do that over and over and over until the worry got out of my head, until I was able to regulate my breathing, until I was able to regulate my pain. So that's a strategy that I would use. Other strategy is what releases oxytocin, that feel-good feeling. For me, it's the birds and the bees and the trees and the water and the nature and the outside. So I could be anywhere outside, and that makes me... My cat just did like a flying squirrel onto my bed. You okay, Boo Boo? Being outside is what makes me feel good. And I think that's for a lot of people. Being outside is very important, especially when we get sick. We get stuck in bed, and then we're in the vicious circle. I'm in my bed right now. And then we're in the vicious circle of staying in bed and not leaving our bedrooms, not opening our blinds, which makes us sad and not feel well, and there's no positive in it. So if we can just get our bodies out of bed, doesn't matter if we're in sweatpants and a hoodie, and go sit in the backyard or on the front porch or anywhere outside, and just close your eyes and listen. My great grandma always used to say, listen to the birds. That's one of my favorite things to do. Listen to the birds. And another thing that I enjoy doing that releases oxytocin is my family. I love being with obviously, and I'm sure that's the same with all you mamas out there. I love being with my children and with my family and with my husband. And some days it's really hard for me to be even physically with them. But for them, when they come into my room and they come and snuggle up here, or we watch a movie, or, well, when I say we, I can't watch TV. That's another symptom of mine, is I get physically nauseous and very sick when I watch TV. So that's another release that I find is a great feel-good feeling, is my family. My family, obviously, is my number one oxytocin release. And I hope those 3 strategies can help you in your journey today with whatever you're dealing with any sort of illness, whether if it's even an actual, like if it's a physical illness, or say you're doing sports and you have a sports injury, something can make you feel good, like petting your dog. Always just try and think of the positive, and always just try and think of things that I've always had to implement the last little while. Things that make me feel good, because I always feel so crummy. So am I going to let myself feel crummy all the time? No. I am not a giver-upper. Quit. No, I'm not going to let myself feel crummy all the time. Am I going to allow myself to rest for weeks and weeks and weeks in bed? Yes, I have to heal. That's different. But if I am able, I need to do things in order to make me feel like human, feel like mom, feel like Melissa, feel like me, feel like the wife I am, the friend I am. So there hasn't been very many days of leaving my house, but I definitely am very thankful and hopeful for tomorrow and next week and next year, because I'm gonna be Christian the dance floor. I can't wait to dance. One of my favorite things to do, and it makes me feel good. And my kids and my husband, we love to dance. I'm not saying going out to dance. I'm saying in my kitchen or in the living room. We love dancing. So my son saw me jump once, like literally when I say jump, I mean like 2 inches off the ground, like this. And it was like last week, and he got so excited. Mommy can jump now! Like, oh, bless his little heart. But I hope that this was a little bit of an informative / positive / some strategies that I use. I hope that they can help you. And I hope you enjoy your day, and I hope you can find 2 positives out of today. Write them down. Talk to you soon. A smile is often started by another one smile.